everyone, welcome to our latest video. Today we are going to talk about signs from the other side. What are they? And can you actually get more signs outdoors than you can indoors? Trying to communicate with or receive messages from will help you to understand when they are actually communicating with you. If you are fully aware of the personality of this person, if you are fully aware of the type of human being they are, how they might communicate with you, it will make it easier for you to understand when they communicate in this kind of way. Just about every individual communicates differently when they're alive. So think about it in the same way when they've crossed over. Every individual is going to communicate ever so slightly differently, and that's a good thing, because that way you can tell if it's your grandmother talking to you from the other side or your Uncle Joe, because Uncle Joe will give you communication in a certain kind of way that Grandma won't, and Grandma, same thing. They will give you something that Uncle Joe might not be able to give you. But at the same time, all of your communications may actually have a common thread. They might have a commonality that has to do with you. And that commonality would have to be what you can figure out by what you see and what's going on around you and how they offer you different signs, different perspectives, different thoughts in your head, different feelings inside of you. Honestly, it can come in all those different ways. Well, how the heck do you differentiate? How do you know if it's actually your guides talking to you? Or crossed over loved ones? Or your angels? Or how do you know who's speaking in your head? How do you know who's communicating with you at all? Really? There are many different signs that people on the other side will give. There are many different signs used by people on the other side to communicate with you. They use things like birds. They use things like wind chimes. They use things like insects even, actually. Why would you want to communicate with someone after they cross over? Shouldn't you let them rest? Shouldn't they rest in peace? What more could they possibly have to say to you? Well, maybe actually them crossing over has given them an insight into the world, the universe, and you that you did not realize. Maybe actually crossing over not only expands you out of your corporeal form, but kind of expands you out of your corporeal ways. Your reason for communication will make all the difference to your communication. If you're communicating with someone on the other side because you want to make sure they're okay since they've passed away, because you want to continue your connection with them now that they are no longer in a corporeal form and you still are, and so that is the reason for your communication. But you might be trying to communicate with your spirit guides. You might be trying to find some enlightenment. You might be trying to look at a better you. How might you communicate with your spirit guides in a way that is similar to the communications that you have with your crossed over loved ones? First off, you're going to want to believe they're there. You're going to want to believe it to be true. You're going to want to admit to yourself that quite possibly there might be a group of people who want the best for you, who actually have signed on to this life with you and know why you're here and what you are trying to accomplish since you are here. Help them them by asking them to meet with you. Help them by finding ways and means to communicate with them that make the most sense to you. Because you're the person receiving the information. You are the receiver of the message. But you are also kind of the orchestrator of the way the message is given to you. We show them how to communicate with us by showing them what we pick up on. And when they figure out what we pick up on, that's what they continue to do. They're pretty smart that